Welcome to World of Fusion 360. This is the part 2 of Constant Mesh Gearbox. If you have missed part 1, I strongly recommend you to watch part 1 now. You'll find the link in the description. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing to get notified each time when we upload a new video. Let's dive into our channel. We almost designed it. Just few more steps left. Begin by activating the driven shaft and select the end face of the driven shaft. Then choose sketch. Draw a line. Convert it for construction. After selecting it and followed by X on the keyboard. Now draw the profile of spline roughly. Make the profile symmetric from bottom. D on the keyboard. Let the length of the horizontal line be 4 mm and the vertical line be 3 mm. Now choose pattern under create menu. Select the spline profile as an object and select the axis point as center point. The number of splines be 4 and click OK. Now select all 4 profiles that were created and press E on the keyboard. Extrude all the way to the end of the driven shaft. Make sure that only one body is going to cut. Click OK. Activate the top level assembly. Now disable all the gears on the driven shaft. Move the component to the driven shaft. Create a new component and rename it as dog. Select the other face of the shaft for sketch. If you are unable to select the face, just hover the cursor onto the face and hold the left mouse button. You'll get a bunch of options. Hover and select the desired face for sketching. P on the keyboard. Select the previous sketch profile and click OK. Now I want you to offset this profile to -0.1 mm. Then draw a circle. D on the keyboard. Let the dia be 40 mm. Pay attention here. Draw a line and make it for construction. Now draw a simple profile like this. Let the distance from bottom line and the top point in the circle be 5 mm. Make the profile symmetric from bottom and top. Let the horizontal line length be 3 mm and distance from top points be 5 mm. We're done with the dog profile. Now select the profile and select circular pattern. Choose the circle center point as center point. The number of instances be 8 and click OK. Q on the keyboard. Select the inside profile, including the outer profiles for extrude. Let the extrude distance be -10 mm. And then click OK. Enable the previous sketch to create partitions on the dog. Hide the drive shaft to select the profiles more conveniently. Now select all the profiles and press E on the keyboard. Inside the extrude menu, under direction, set 2 sides. Select the manipulator and roughly adjust it. Make sure that the operation is joined. side 1 length be 5 mm and side 2 length be 15 mm. Perfect. Now hide the sketch inside the driven shaft and enable the drive shaft. Now that we have created a dog with partitions, similarly we have to create some partitions on all the gears similarly. Select the right side face of the gear on the drive shaft. Project all the faces in the dog. And then press E on the keyboard. Select all the profiles after hiding the dog. Let the extrude distance be 5 mm. Similarly, we have to make partitions on the 6th gear too. Select the left side face of the gear for sketch and hide it for convenience. P on the keyboard, select all the faces on the gear and press OK. Now, select all the profiles which were projected on the gear. Press E on the keyboard for extrude. Let the length of the extrude be 5 mm. Now, we've got it all. Enable all the components. Now, let's move all the gears a bit to make clearance. Apply selection filter only to bodies. Select all the gears except these two. Press M on the keyboard. Move along the axis of the shaft to a distance of -10 mm and then click OK. Now, observe here, the dog is intersecting with the gear. Let's correct that by moving the dog a bit. Make sure the bit of clearance between dog and gear. Again, repeat the selection. Press M on the keyboard and the distance along Z-axis be -10 mm. Perfect. Now press O on the keyboard and select right side face of the driven shaft. Hold the manipulator and try adjusting. The offset distance be 240 mm. Repeat the same offset for left shaft too. And click OK. Perfect. We've created all the necessary parts. It's time to add supports to our assembly. Create a new component under top level assembly. Let's rename it as bearings. We'll be inserting all the bearings from the McMaster car components. Under insert drop down, select the McMaster car component. Search for ball bearings. Units be metric. The shaft diameter be 20 mm. The width be 21 mm. We've got here our results filter. From these I would like to select open one. Click on product detail to see it all. Under details, choose step as or import file. As soon as you hit that save button, Fusion will import that bearing into your current project that we are working on. Using the manipulators, roughly position it with the axis of the drive shaft. Axis as center. Enable capture position after manipulating it and then click OK. Perfect. Rename the bearing as 1. Copy the bearing and paste it. Then position it on the other end of the driven shaft. Enable capture position and click OK. Now copy the two bearings and paste them. Reposition them onto the lathe shaft. Let the Y distance be -81 mm and then click OK. We're done with all the parts. Now that we have to assemble all the components so that we can see how they actually work in real life. We're having all the components perfect with their positions. All we have to do is rigid groups and as-built joints. That's all. The rigid groups in here. are the bearings and the shafts on which they are mounted, right? Open the rigid group and select the shaft component entirely and then click OK. Repeat the same procedure for all the components, that is drive and driven. Now if you move them, the lathe shaft including the gears moves along with it. Now I want you to ground these bearings in their respective positions so that they do not move. Let's add as-built joint here. Select the bearing and gear. Change the motion type to revolve. Now Fusion will prompt you to select the center. Choose anywhere on the axis of the shaft. Make sure that you pick right one and click OK. Repeat same procedure for all the gears and shafts. Motion link. It's time to add motion link between two joints. Before proceeding, let's understand what actually is the motion link. It drives the joint in a proportion so that the motion with respect to one another be like twice or thrice. It depends. Set the motion link under assembly. Select these two joints as objects. Let revolve 1 angle be 450 degrees and revolve 2 angle be 360 degrees. And then click OK. It means that if gear on the lathe shaft rotates 360 degrees, the gear on the drive shaft rotates 450 degrees. Now we want this dog to move along the axis of the shaft for engaging gears. For that, select as-built joint. Select the two components and hover the cursor for positioning it perfectly. We do have to adjust the limits of the joint from history. The minimum length be -10 mm, maximum be 10, and the rest be -10 mm. Click OK if the animation looks perfect. Let's do some motion study for these joints. Add some angles at some intervals and play the animation to see how it's performing. Looks amazing, isn't it? Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Please consider subscribing World of Fusion 360 and don't forget to check out our videos in the channel.